YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Big E, hitting y'all up. I'm here in Cuba, Missouri. I'm here at the Midwest Travel Center. First, let's take care of our housekeeping. I always forget at the beginning, but if y'all have not, go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment on the video. Let me know what you want me to talk about, and of course I'll talk about it to the best of my knowledge. But yeah, just FYI, if y'all new to trucking, y'all not familiar with this place, or y'all not familiar with running 44, if you don't run 44 very much, Cuba is, I guess it's probably about 100, I'd say maybe 140 miles, 150 miles away from St. Louis out on 44. So it'd be west on 44. Before you get to the Springfield Joplin area. This place, I mean, it's a hit or miss, but you know, you can find parking pretty late here. Just the FYI. I think I parked, I think it was around 10:30 or something like that at night. Pretty late when I parked over here. But it's a nice truck stop. It's clean inside. They have a restaurant inside, and I think it stays open 24/7. I had my own food, so I just ate something I had out of my freezer. But they do have it available, and like I said, it's a pretty cool little spot. It's clean. The parking lot needs work, but I'm sure if you've been driving any period of time, you've parked in worse places than this parking lot. But on the back row of this parking lot, they need to resurface it. The front spots are quite a bit better, but I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say you can fit maybe 200 trucks in here if everybody parks right. The lines have faded, so you'll get people that don't park straight, and when they do that, they take up a lot of space. So you can get considerably less trucks in here when they do that. But for the most part, this truck stop is fairly big when it comes to parking. I believe you probably get maybe like 150, 200 trucks in here, maybe. And that's being created with some parking as well. But I'm making this video. Last video I made, I think I was sitting in the dock. I was sitting in the dock at Costco in Jurupa or Jurupa Valley, I believe it is, California. It's right there in the Ontario, Fontana area. It's the Ontario, Fontana, California area. It's the distribution center for Costco. So I was sitting in the dock. It didn't take them long to finish, but when they finished, I still had 5 pallets on my truck. Right? So I'm like, man, what the heck? And at this distribution center, it's my first time there. I don't travel the West Coast very often. I don't travel to California very often, and so because I've never ran up to Oregon or Washington State, but California, I don't go out there very often. So that was my first time there. So it's a place where they check you in. They got a little makeshift office. They check you in there, tell you, hey, go over here, You may have that door may be available, but it may be somebody in the door, and if so, they'll tell you when there's a truck in there. When they pull out, you pull in, or with your doors open. But they give you your bills back, so they don't take your bills, and you just get a sticker when you complete your delivery, kind of like at Walmart. So they use, probably, I'm pretty sure the shipper sends over bills and they just pull it directly down from the system, the digital copy, or they may have to print their own hard copy. But they don't take your bills and go by your bills. So I had to wait a little bit. I guess I had to wait maybe 45 minutes or so to an hour for them to finish the truck that was in the door. Once I got parked over there, so it was an additional, you say 20 minutes to check in, it was an additional hour, and then on me they took probably about an hour. So it was slightly up under 3 hours, but so to get in and out of there. So I pull forward, because all you do is back in, it turn you red, your light turns red. When it turns green, you pull out and you go to the gate. But when I pull out, I got 5 pallets still on the trailer. So I'm looking at them. I'm like, okay, they all standing up, So I'm thinking maybe it's overage. So what I do is I go to it's a receiving office there. It says receiving. I'm sure that I'm assuming they can't really tell you nothing in there, because I went to the receiving office and they just told me go to the gate and they'll tell you what's going on. I'm like, okay. So I go back to the truck. I get up in the back of the trailer. I look. I take a picture of everything, because the pallets are, they look fine. So I take a picture of the product, and we probably talking about, I think it's like 290 cases that they left on the truck. It's 5 pallets. So what I do is I go ahead and I go to the gate. They give me, and I tell the guy, hey, I got 5 pallets still in here. What's the deal with it? And he reads out the sticker. He says, what did he say? 5 pallets refused freight. I don't know what that means. So I was like, okay. So and he gives me the sticker. Said, well, it's not nothing we can do. 5 pallets refused freight. So they give me a sticker, and I pull out of there and pull onto the side of the road. There's on the side of the road, when you pull out of there, there's places where you can see trucks are parked there. So I don't guess it's any big deal. They actually once you get on out of the way, get on out of the gate, and because they tell you can shut your doors in the turnaround. I just pulled out there onto the side of the road, and I shut my trailer door. But I called our OS&D department, and I initially called and told them there was overage, and that they left it on the truck. Gave them all the information, product. One sec, y'all. Gave them the product code, number, name, description, all that stuff, and they tell me, okay, we'll see what they want you to do with it. Granted, understand this: when they tell you that, you have to sit there and wait until they get back with you. So this is a Friday evening, so I'm sitting and waiting. So I sit about 30 minutes, I guess, and I pulled a sticker and I'm reading. I started looking at it, and I'm like, and I started reading the sticker. The sticker says, and I should have done this before, but the sticker says 5 pallets refused, freight, and then it has shifted up under. It's like line, like 5 pallets refused. Up under that, freight, and then up under that, the bottom line says shifted. So you put that together, freight shifted. So I look at the pallets and I'm like, because I sent a picture of them, so I'm looking at them. I'm like, well, yeah, they're leaning just slightly, but nothing's busted. It's not leaning over where they can't pull it off the trailer. You get up under that pallet, and more than likely, it ain't gonna be leaning no more. I mean, I've seen trailers being loaded that leans as much as that. So it said freight shifted. So OS&D, he calls me back right around about 5 minutes after I noticed that, and he's telling me I got a plan. I said, hold on, before you're playing, let me let you know this. They're saying that the freight was shifted. That's why they refused it. And he looks at the picture. He was like, well, maybe slightly, but this is not. I mean, this makes no sense. And I mean, the guy kept it 100 with me. He's like, man, this is bull. You know what comes behind bull. He was looking at it and he was like, well, I had an answer for you, but let me check and see if they want to do the same thing, cause this is not the same. It's not overage anymore. Now it's just freight that shifted. So let me get back with you. So I wait another, I guess, about 30 minutes or so, and I get a message over the people net that says T-Call trailer at drop yard over in what was it? I tell you, I don't run Cali very often. I'll tell you in a second. Let me get my phone. I'll tell you in a second where it was. But yeah, so I go ahead and I start heading that way, you know, to the drop yard there, and they tell me, okay, the guy in OS&D, he calls back and he tells me, hey, they pretty much said that he asked, have you heard anything back from them? And I tell him, no, I hadn't heard anything. They hadn't said anything as far as, well, no, I didn't. I take that back. He asked me had I heard anything back, and I told him yes, I did. They told me to T-call the load at the drop yard. Man, I can't remember where that drop yard was, but I looked up people net, I'll tell y'all. But he was like, okay, yeah, good, because he was like, man, now I'm not gonna make you sit on this load for over the weekend for this BS. He was like, the load, I mean, from what I can see, and that's what I sent him, the shifting of the load is minimal at best. It's minimal at best. Pomona, California. So, which was 17 miles away. That's where it was. It was about, I guess, 17 miles away. It wasn't far. But he told me T-call the trailer in Pomona. So I take the trailer down to Pomona. I pick up. I was lucky enough to find it empty there, I picked the empty up, and I was supposed to pick up in Rialto, California, right? So that's where my next load picked up at, which made it. It was first it was only like 17 miles away, but then it turns out to be like I'm going like 27 miles away, you know. So just because I had to, well, I say 27. It was like close. It was right around the 30-mile area, you know. So it just made it that much farther for me to go pick up on a Friday evening in the greater Los Angeles area. So, hey, so wasn't too bad though. Traffic wasn't as bad as I thought it might end up being. It was right around, I guess 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, so it wasn't too bad. But I'm a send pictures. I'll put pictures on this video of those pallets. Y'all tell me what y'all think about them. Again, I was like, man, this is BS. You just didn't want the freight, and if that's the case, I get you should just put on there, don't want it. Don't, you know, refuse. Don't want the freight. You know, don't put it shifted. You know, because that shifting to go over 1,500 miles, that shifting, you talking about that shifted. That's ridiculous. 1,500 miles, the pallet is still sitting straight up. After going through New Mexico, Arizona, and California, come on, man, get out of here with that. They just, I mean, I guess they didn't want the product. I don't know. But, yeah, so yeah, OS&D said, okay, here you go, don't worry about it. So I picked up my empty trailer. I get to Rialto. I picked up at Unilever. And I get over there, it was supposed to be preloaded, and again, it wasn't preloaded. We didn't have any trailers out there. So turns into a live load. And at that point, my hours were running short because I had to do so much sitting over at Costco. And just another thing on Costco over there. Costco over there is kind of what I call a rat race type of thing, man. There's trucks coming in, going out everywhere. You know, by the time I left out of there, it wasn't much. Wasn't a whole lot. It had calmed down. But when I came in there to deliver at like 9:45, I mean, it was trucks everywhere, man. And it looked like they would run you over to get in to get out of there. So I don't know, but it just know that that's what it is at that site. As far as my first time experience. If y'all have any other experience, y'all can talk about it in the comments. But yeah, I picked up in Rialto. It wasn't ready, and it took them to the point. It was about 2 hours or so. So I just delivered that load yesterday in Edwardsville, Illinois. And I did a 34-hour reset on it while I was up under it as well, because I didn't have the hours to get there. But as I say that, that load, when I picked it up, I took it. I couldn't get it that same day. I just was like, man, you know what? No sense in trying to leave out of here and then having to try to find somewhere to park. And it was going to be, I mean, I don't think I could have got any farther out than like the Victorville or the Barstow area. And you're talking about trying to find parking in that area, and maybe 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something like that. It was about the time I would have got over there. So I just was like, nah. And the cool thing about Unilever in Rialto is, I guess Crete has a safe haven contract, which allows you to park in their bobtail area, and you can spend the night there. So it was really cool. I just parked over in their bobtail area and called it a night. So just FYI, if you end up out there, they do have bobtail parking and you can spend the night over there. So, and I say that, let me, if you're picking up there, they have a bobtail area where you can spend the night if your load's not ready. Or even if your load gets ready and you don't have the hours, you can spend the night there. But that's it. I just wanted to let y'all know, you know, what happened after the video, my last video. Again, I will put pictures of that pallet. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it. But your boy's still out here pulling weight, bro. We pull weight, bro. And, you know, again, if y'all have not, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and comment on the videos. Let me know if y'all have any ideas on some other things you would like for me to talk about. Y'all, again, as I said on my last video, man, it's a lot more people out here traveling during the warmer months, spring, summer. Well, we're coming into summer, so y'all be careful out here. When I was actually leaving California, I seen a truck fire. So again, y'all, for you newer drivers, keep an eye on your mirror, especially when you running out west where it gets really, really, really hot. South too, but if you see oil leaking out of your hub and all that type of stuff, man, keep an eye on that stuff, because I see a truck that had caught fire, and I mean the trailer was nothing. I think he got the truck out from up under it, but the trailer was nothing. They had a bobcat out there picking what was left of the load up off the ground. So again, y'all be careful out here, be safe, and God bless y'all.